Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to another episode of WWF PrimeTime Wrestling. We are live here in Moline, Illinois, and we are kicking things off with a $1 Million Challenge. Rocky Maivia 2 weeks ago punched his ticket, and he has a shot at the Intercontinental Championship coming up at SummerSlam, which is just 5 weeks away. But tonight, Maivia has a chance at more gold as he takes on the $1 Million Champion, The Undertaker. Of course, The Undertaker, the leader now of the $1 Million Ministry, a faction that has absolutely been running rampant for the last couple of weeks here on Primetime. And Maivia is going to have his hands full, but he has a shot, and we'll see if the youngster has what it takes to dethrone the $1 Million Champion. And here he comes. The Undertaker, a whole different attitude since aligning himself with the $1 Million Man. And he's putting that $1 Million gold on the line. Last time somebody put the $1 Million gold on the line for DiBiase, it didn't end well, as King Kong Bundy lost that title to The Undertaker. But we're here tonight, and it's a whole different story. The landscape has changed entirely. The Undertaker aligning himself with the $1 Million Man, and the $1 Million Man kicking King Kong Bundy and Bam Bam Bigelow out of Money Incorporated. Of course, Bam Bam and Bundy haven't been seen since. And just look at the arrogance. The Undertaker, like I said, whole new attitude since he's won that $1 Million Championship. But we'll go ahead and send it up to the ring announcer for the introductions.
Introducing the challenger from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 260 pounds, Rocky Maivia. And his opponent from Death Valley, weighing in at 229 pounds, the $1 Million Champion.
A phenom, The Undertaker. Of course, out here with DiBiase and Paul Bearer. The Ministry is in full force here tonight in Illinois. And The Undertaker handing over that title, referee showing it to Maivia. And that's what it's all about. This is how we're kicking off Primetime. The $1 Million Championship on the line. And I think we're ready for the bells. Let's head up to the ring. And this one's underway, and The Undertaker coming out strong. A series of hard right hands sends Maivia down to the canvas, and The Undertaker just standing over him. And again, The Undertaker coming in and striking Maivia as he gets back to his feet. And a big boot sends him back down. The Undertaker just standing, stalking Maivia in the early going here. And a huge running clothesline again, taking Maivia off his feet. The Undertaker is being very methodical here in the early going. And a scoop slam, and The Undertaker now off the ropes, driving home with that snap leg drop. And he's got Maivia in a bad way here early. Undertaker now sending Maivia into the corner. And Maivia able to catch The Undertaker with an elbow. That rock taker there for a minute. And Maivia now locking in a headlock. Gets in a cheap shot of sorts there. And now Maivia stringing together some offense with an arm drag. And he's going in for a cover. Trying to surprise the Phenom here early. But Taker's able to kick out at just one. And The Undertaker's going to roll out to the outside. Maivia, though, not scared, follows him right out. And The Undertaker catching Maivia as Maivia tried to lift the Undertaker up. I'm not sure what that plan was, but the Undertaker sends Maivia back into the ring. And a hard shot right to the breadbasket. And again, laying in those rights and lefts. The Undertaker taking Maivia off his feet. Maivia trying to back the Undertaker up, but again, Taker just too strong and too powerful. Takes Maivia off his feet again with a big boot. And what is DiBiase doing? It looks like DiBiase just removed that top turnbuckle. The referee didn't even see it. Maivia now in some trouble as the Undertaker drops an elbow right into the chest. And another one for good measure. And now with Maivia, Undertaker, but Maivia able to get a kick, trying to get some separation. Sends Undertaker chest first into that exposed turnbuckle. But the Undertaker right back to his feet. It didn't even faze him. Taker able to just power right through, and there's a snap suplex. Inflicting punishment to the youngster. Maivia is in a bad way here. And the Undertaker now gripping that arm, twisting it, torquing that shoulder, and he's going to head up to the top rope. Walking that line and crashing down hard across the shoulder. And now Maivia definitely feeling it again, trying to kick, trying to get some separation. And he caught the Undertaker there, but followed it in. Undertaker, Maivia just kicked right back up, and the Undertaker hits him again. Two huge running DDTs. Maivia was able to shake the first one off and get a rush of adrenaline, and sending him hard into that exposed turnbuckle again. And that one took Maivia down. And the Undertaker now lifting Maivia up and drops him face first on the exposed steel. If you're Maivia, I don't know how you recover. And again, the Undertaker wrenching that arm, climbing up to the top. He's going to walk the line again for a second time and sending Maivia hard into the canvas. And I do believe this might be the beginning of the end as the Undertaker signals he's done toying with the young Maivia, and he's got him up. Tombstone pile driver, driving the life right out of Maivia and into the cover here. It's academic at this point. There's your 3 count. There's your winner. The Undertaker successfully defends the $1 Million Championship. Maivia just never able to get much offense going. Every time he got a few moves strung together, the Undertaker was right there to capitalize, and Maivia comes up short here tonight on Primetime. But all is not lost for the youngster. He's got that shot waiting for him here. We are just 5 weeks away from SummerSlam, and Maivia will be in a triple threat ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship, the vacant Intercontinental Championship, I should add. And we'll touch on that here in just a few moments, because we're going to decide who the third and final member of that triple threat ladder match is going to be. And there you see the Undertaker finishing off Maivia. And the $1 Million Ministry continues their winning way and continues their dominance here in the World Wrestling Federation. Is there anybody that's going to be able to stop the Ministry? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and switch gears. We're going to head up to a special grudge match here this week on Primetime. Last week, Road Warrior Hawk faced off against Smash from Demolition. And the stipulation was if Hawk could win, then the Legion of Doom would earn a title shot. But Crush got involved, distracted Hawk, and Smash was able to roll up Hawks out of nowhere for a win. And this week, Crush is going to have to answer for his actions, as he will be taking on Hawk.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, accompanied by Mr.
Hawk is not happy
representing
at the way that match ended, and you better believe that that is not the last we're going to hear from the Legion of Doom when it comes to their pursuit of the tag team titles here in the World Wrestling Federation. But tonight, Hawk going to at least try to get a little measure of revenge against Crush. A little conspicuous by their absence. I don't see Axe or Smash. Of course, Fuji is out here. He's not going to let his team come out here alone when he doesn't have to. Here comes Road Warrior Hawk.
Road Warriors from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 275 pounds.
And I guess conspicuous by his absence is Animal. Animal nowhere to be seen. Was out here last week supporting his partner. Oh, look out, wait a minute. Crush just ambushes Hawk on his way to the ring. And Fuji's out there just jawing away. And look at the power of Crush. Pressing Hawk over his head. And those spikes have got to cause further damage. And now Crush has a chair. This match is not underway. The bell is not rung. All this that's going on right now outside the ring is extracurricular. And they're, look out though, Hawk able to block that chair shot and driving a forearm. Hawk trying to mount a comeback here, at least gain his bearings, but a hard elbow shot there, and Hawk is back in trouble. Crush did not waste any time here, and look at that, a hard knee to the face. He's got Hawk definitely off his game, and there's a clothesline, taking him back down. And now Crush just stalking Road Warrior Hawk with that chair in hand and driving that steel right into the gut, right into the stomach. And he tried to hit him in the head, and he hits him again. Hawk got back up, but every time Hawk gets up, he is just taken back down. Right there, though, I think the chair bounced off the ring apron. And Hawk now getting in some shots. And a hard kick to the face. But there's a big boot, and again, Hawk just taken off his feet. And Crush now. He's got Hawk up and power bombs him on the outside. This match hasn't even officially begun, as now Crush sending Hawk back into the ring. There we go. We got the bell. What is Fuji doing in there? Hawk went for a quick roll-up, and Fuji broke the pin up, and the referee didn't even see it. Crush now capitalizing, and he's squeezing the life out of Hawk in the corner. I don't think Hawk's going to get out of this. Referee calls for the bell, and that's it. It's all over. Just an absolutely sickening display from Crush this week here on Primetime. Jumping Hawk before the bell, laying a beat down on him. And by the time the bell rang, it was pretty much academic. And wait a minute, what is he doing? The match is over. Referee, get him out of there. Crush sending Hawk right off the steel steps. And got him up. A running power slam delivered on the outside. And slamming him into the barricade. The referee needs to step in and stop this. The match is over. Get him out of there, ref. Crush now. Look at this. Just pressing Hawk over his head. again and dropping him. I cannot believe this sickening display, folks. We need to get some help out here. A big boot sends sends Hawk back down to the ground. Where is Animal? I think Crush finally deciding to end things here. Just an absolutely sickening display. As we try to restore some order here, folks, we have another grudge match for you that we're going to try to get up to now. If you've been following us on social media, on Facebook at Primetime Kayfabe, you would have seen the comments that Rick Rude made after losing last week to Razor Ramon in that triple threat match. Rude called out Razor Ramon. And so Gorilla Monsoon wasted no time this week in scheduling a match between Rude and Razor Ramon. We touched on it a little bit earlier, folks, and I want to go back to it here as Rude goes through his opening set of taunts here. Rocky Maivia qualified for the SummerSlam triple threat. Last week, Razor Ramon qualified for the second spot in that triple threat match. Tonight, we have a lethal lottery. Gorilla Monsoon drew 3 names at random, and those 3 men will be the final 3 competitors vying for a shot at SummerSlam at the Intercontinental Championship. We don't know who the 3 members are. We've heard some grumblings talking about DiBiase wanting to get one of his men in there. Monsoon assured us that there would be no funny business. The lottery would be drawn at random. So we will find out at the conclusion of this match just who those 3 men are. 1 spot remains for SummerSlam, and Razor Ramon, that man right there, has locked in his spot. And he did it at the expense of Ravishing Rick Rude last week here on Primetime. He hit Rude with Rude's own move, the Rude Awakening, which sent Rude spilling to the outside and gave Razor the opportunity to nail Hacksaw Jim Duggan with a second Razor's Edge. And that sealed the win for Razor, and he punched his ticket. So tonight, after all the talking all week long, we got some action. There's the bell, and we're underway. And the bad guy caught Rude right out of the gate. But Rude now with a quick roll-up. Count of 1, and it's quickly reversed. And before the referee could even get a 1 count in, Rude able to slip out. And a hard shot right there caught Razor in the jaw. And Razor taking over. And look at the disrespect, the arrogance of Rick Rude and the slap to the head. If I were Rude, I would not want to be angering Razor Ramon. Of all people here in the World Wrestling Federation, Ramon is the last person I want to piss off inside those ropes. And Razor with a great arm drag there, showing that he knows how to wrestle, but Rude follows it up with a gut buster right across his knee. And Razor trying to take a respite to the outside. Stepping aside as Rude went all the way from the top rope to the outside, missed. And Razor now got a hold of Rude and hits him with a hard shot right to the gut. And Razor went running in, but Rude caught him with an elbow. A la our King of the Ring, Dusty Rhodes. That was almost a bionic elbow there. That took Razor right off his feet. And Rude now with a snap suplex on the outside. Folks, those are just thin padding, thin gym mats, the same kind you used to use in school. Not offering much protection. Rude able to get some separation here, back into the ring. And nails Rude as he was coming back in with a huge running bulldog. And now Razor up to the second rope. Missed with the diving shoulder block. And Rude just standing there. That might not have been the best move. And again, Razor and Rude back and forth here, exchanging blows. And Rude now sending Razor out to the apron. And what does Razor have in mind here? Razor dropping Rude right across the apron with a backdrop. And the bad guy is feeling it now, trying to hype up the crowd here. And he's got Rude up and just drops him down hard to the ground. Got to be careful though. Referee's count is getting up there. And Razor caught his shoulder right into the ring post. And Rude now able to capitalize on that. Referee up to a count of 6 or 7. And Rude just came off the top rope with a big drop kick all the way to the floor. And spiking Razor Ramon right on top of his head with a pile driver. Rude is out, folks. Excuse me, Razor is out, folks. And Rude now sending Razor back into the ring. Going in for the cover. Count of 1, count of 2, and just kicking out. Just getting the shoulder up. The bad guy staying alive, but barely. And Rude trying to follow up in the corner. Got caught with a big boot. And drops down into a fireman's carry. Rude has had an answer to everything that Ramon has tried here today. And now he could be setting him up here. Rude got caught right there. Razor hit him with a forearm. And Rude now with a face buster. And Razor back to his feet, catching Rude with a clothesline. And Razor now. Razor catching Rude with a big choke slam. And now Razor egging on Ravishing Rick Rude to get back to his feet. This could be it. He's got him up. And Rude finds out what it's like walking the Razor's edge. Referee down, and there's your 3 count. There's your winner. Razor Ramon picks up a huge win over Ravishing Rick Rude tonight on Primetime. Honestly, folks, when Rude hit that pile driver on the outside, I thought that was it. I have no idea how Razor Ramon was able to get a shoulder up here. Just gutting out. And then able to choke slam Rude there, which definitely knocked the wind out of him. And then followed up with that huge Razor's Edge. And that was all she wrote.
Here is your winner, the Bad.
Rude talked all that talk all week long, and Razor Ramon shut him up, at least for this week. Your winner, the bad guy, Razor Ramon. And folks, it is time. We are going to find out who our 3 Lethal Lottery members are. Oh, what a start this is, folks. The British Bulldog.
The following is a triple threat.
Davey Boy Smith
Making his
draws
way to
the
ring
first
from
name.
Manchester, England, weighing in at 260 pounds.
And what an opportunity for the Bulldog. Trying to punch his ticket to SummerSlam. SummerSlam is shaping up to be the hottest event of the summer. We're only 5 weeks away, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope you're going to tune in and watch that live right here on YouTube. Already, we have Dusty Rhodes against the Ultimate Warrior set for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. We have an Intercontinental title triple threat ladder match. Rocky Maivia, Razor Ramon, and the third participant, which we are about to determine, could it be the British Bulldog? We're about to find out who drew number 2. The second name drawn in this lethal lottery here tonight. Oh, the Bulldog's going to have his hands full.
And his opponents, first from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 200.
HBK, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, drawn as the second name here tonight. And Michaels and the Bulldog, they are going to be duking it out at a bare minimum here, as we're waiting to find out who the third participant is. But Michaels, the high flyer, high impact style that he carries, is definitely going to be a threat in this match. And of course, going up against the raw power of the Bulldog. Always the showman, the showstopper, Shawn Michaels, looking to punch his ticket to SummerSlam. Who's it going to be, folks? Third and final participant. Who's the last one that's going to have a shot at SummerSlam? Oh my God. It's Kane.
And representing the Ministry from parts of
I thought that Gorilla Monsoon said there was not going to be any funny business. How in the hell is Kane drawn as the third name? What did DiBiase do? Did DiBiase buy a spot? I cannot believe this. This does not bode well for Shawn Michaels or the British Bulldog. And honestly, if Kane does advance here tonight, it doesn't bode well for Rocky Maivia or Razor Ramon either when SummerSlam comes along in just a few short weeks. Bringing with them hellfire and brimstone. A member of the Ministry, the $1 Million Ministry, Kane, set for action here tonight in this wild triple threat match. And we're going to have to see what the Bulldog and Michaels can come up with. How are they going to dethrone Kane? There's the bell, and we're underway. Michaels going right at him, but Kane caught him with a foot. And as always, folks, these triple threat matches are pure action from bell to bell. I will try to call the action as best I can. Right now, feeling everybody out. Kane just throwing everybody around that ring like rag dolls. And the Bulldog trying to get some kind of an advantage here. And look at the power of Kane. He just lifted the Bulldog 15 feet in the air and sent him crashing down and into a cover. Only got a 1 count, but wow, just the sheer raw power. I've never seen the Bulldog manhandled like that. And again, Kane trying to go for a leg drop, but the Bulldog caught him. And that lasted for all of 2 seconds as Kane right back up to his feet. And a hip toss there sends Michaels to the canvas. Bulldog went to the outside, got a little respite, and look at that, just tossing Michaels the same way. How in the hell are the Bulldog and Michaels supposed to compete against this monster? And Kane driving the Bulldog across his knee, catching Michaels in the stomach with a kick. Michaels now, a couple of chops that doesn't faze Kane. Kane is an absolute monster inside that ring. and just laying in some punches and a hard chop to the throat. Sends Davey Boy to the canvas, and again launching Michaels into the air like he's a toy. And now spiking Bulldog to the canvas with that spine buster. And Michaels back into the ring. Landed a couple shots, but again, Kane right back on top of him, and again caught Michaels in the throat. Every time somebody tries to get anything in on Kane, it's quickly reversed. Kane absolutely dominating here. And at this point, you got to wonder if Michaels and the Bulldog just need to team up and try and inflict some damage on Kane. But Kane, a huge neck breaker, taking the Bulldog down to the ground. And now Kane caught off guard by Michaels. HBK trying to string something together here, sending Kane into the corner. He's got Kane in a bad spot. This is the first time in this match we've seen Kane show any kind of vulnerability, and Michaels off the second rope nails him with a side slam. And now the Bulldog and Michaels left alone in the ring. Leapfrog by the Bulldog, catches Michaels in a huge power slam into the cover. Count of one. Count of only one as Michaels able to kick out from that power slam. And Kane, recovering from that side slam, just dropped the Bulldog face first onto his knee. And now here's a huge turnabout's fair play. A side slam from the Monster sends Michaels crashing into the canvas. And now a huge spine buster for Michaels. It looked like he was going to go for a choke slam there on the Bulldog, but Kane got reversed. And now the Bulldog sending Kane into the corner. Kane's in trouble, but Kane caught him with a shot right to the stomach. And look out! He's got the Bulldog by the throat, choke slamming him right through the mat. Michaels, though, right into the ring to break it up. A hard shot, and he misses with a drop kick. And Kane drives Michaels face first. The Bulldog is still down. Into the cover. That's all she wrote. That choke slam drove the life right out of the Bulldog. And he was not able to recover. As Kane picks up a huge victory here tonight on Primetime. I tell you what, folks, the Ministry is absolutely on a roll here. They are just dominating every aspect of every match that they have been involved in. And I just don't know who's going to stop him. Kane has punched his ticket to SummerSlam. And he joins Razor Ramon and Rocky Maivia. One of those three men will be the new Intercontinental Champion. But who's going to stop Kane? This is just... there needs to be an investigation, though, folks. We need to find out if DiBiase somehow bought this spot. But right now, we're going to get ready to switch things up. As I understand it, the King of the Ring is here tonight on Primetime, and he's asked for some time. So let's send it back up to the ring to your King of the Ring, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
The following is scheduled for
The American Dream back to his roots this week. Last week showing off that flashy cape and crown. But this week he's all business as he heads out to the ring.
Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Picked up a huge win last week over the Texas Tornado. And he is definitely in a mood here tonight on Primetime. And it looks like he's calling for a mic. Let's see what the King has to say here tonight on Primetime. Holy cow, Dusty Rhodes calling out the Ultimate Warrior here tonight on Primetime. Is the Warrior here? I think we're about to get our answer. He's here. The Warrior is here.
And his opponent from parts unknown, weighing in at 275 pounds.
Are we going to have a SummerSlam preview?
The Ultimate Warrior!
Dusty Rhodes wasting no time calling out the champ and said, let's do this right here tonight. And the Warrior wasted no time accepting. Folks, I am being told Gorilla Monsoon is sanctioning this match, but it is not a World Wrestling Federation Championship match. This is a non-title match, a SummerSlam preview, as the Warrior answers the challenge laid out by Dusty Rhodes. And we are ready to go. And there's the bell. This is happening, folks. And Rhodes nailing the Warrior with a hip toss and doing a little juking and jiving, and you don't want to do that. The Warrior, don't turn your back on the Warrior. The Warrior not going to take that very, very lightly, that's for sure. And the Warrior now with a standing switch in the middle of the ring. But Dusty Rhodes able to reverse it with a snapmare right into a rear chin lock here. Driving a knee into the back. And the Warrior, though, right back to his feet. And there's a pin attempt here. Reversed by Rhodes. And Warrior kicks out immediately. And a little tussle back and forth here. Dusty Rhodes trying to prove that winning King of the Ring was no fluke. He wants to prove that he belongs in the ring with the Warrior. And the Warrior nails him with a big boot to the face. And Dusty counters with a jawbreaker. And there's an elbow. Not quite the bionic elbow, but close as he takes the Warrior right off his feet. Another snapmare and driving the knee and the shin right down across the throat. And the Warrior, though, right back to his feet. And laying in some hard shots to the back of Dusty Rhodes. And now the Warrior deadlifting. Dusty's got him up and driving him into the canvas with a huge running power slam. But Dusty Rhodes not one to go quietly into the night. He's got the Warrior snapmare and again driving that shin across the throat. And Dusty with a scoop and running headbutt right into the ribs. And the Warrior's going to go all the way to the outside here, folks. Trying to regain his composure. And as he gets back in the ring, Dusty Rhodes rolls out to the outside. The Rhodes now. The Warrior staying in the ring and just walking, pacing back and forth as Rhodes tries to grab the boot. He can't get it. And Dusty going to make his way all the way over to the stairs. And right as he gets onto the stairs, the Warrior runs outside, Both men now back into the ring same time. Warrior with the advantage, sending Rhodes right into the corner. And a hard shot to the gut and just raking the eyes across the top rope. A little bit of a dirty deed there from the Warrior, and he catches Rhodes with a huge clothesline. But Rhodes able to kick him from the ground, misses with an elbow, but follows it up with a right and a left, and taking the Warrior off his feet. The American Dream, the American King, is going to drop the Warrior face first off the top turnbuckle. Warrior's in some trouble here. Rhodes now reversed, and Rhodes goes all the way over the top rope to the floor. The Warrior following up on the outside, laying in the boots to Rhodes. Warrior catching Rhodes with a big knee to the face. This could spell trouble, folks. Warrior in control on the outside. And he's going to send Dusty back into the ring, back into the middle of the ring. Following up. But Rhodes catching the Warrior off guard with a spinning double axe handle to the face. And look at Rhodes trying to press the Warrior, but Warrior gets out of it. And the Warrior now scooping Dusty Rhodes up and hanging him out to dry across the top rope. And Dusty able to kick the Warrior off. And Rhodes back to the outside. Looks like I'm not sure what he's trying to do. Again, the Warrior pacing inside the ring. Dusty Rhodes on the outside. And the Warrior follows him out. And Dusty Rhodes now with the advantage. Countered though. Warrior scooping Dusty up and driving him to the ground with a body slam. And Dusty hit him with an elbow. A hard shot right there. Sent the Warrior right to the ground. And now Rhodes again showboating, and the Warrior makes him pay for the second time in this match. Dusty Rhodes wanting to prove again that he can hang with the Warrior, but you can't showboat. And he's able to catch the Warrior there with a leg, a chop block there to the leg. And now the Warrior sliding all the way back, going after Rhodes. The referee was all the way up to 9. This was almost a count out, folks. As Rhodes again hits the elbow and drives the Warrior to the ground. Huge drop kick from the King of the Ring. He's got the Warrior reeling, and he sends the Warrior right into the steel barricade. The referee is continuing that count in the ring. Trying to get these guys back inside. Rhodes now winds up and nails the Warrior with a hard right hand. Warrior, though, kicking Rhodes off. The referee. The count continues here. And Rhodes tried to hit the elbow and missed. The referee's at 9. The referee's at 10. The Warrior snuck back in. The Warrior just snuck back in right before the 10 count. The Ultimate Warrior is going to win this by count out. What a preview, folks. Right there, Rhodes missed with that elbow. The referee was at the count of 9, and the Warrior snuck in right as the referee hit 10. The Ultimate Warrior steals a victory here tonight on Primetime, and the road to SummerSlam is heating up. The Intercontinental Triple Threat is set. Rocky Maivia, Razor Ramon, and Kane. And Ultimate Warrior against Dusty Rhodes for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us tonight on Primetime. We'll see you next week.